Hello, LEGO fans. This is Brickman, and we are back from a long-awaited year or two of pause without any videos or updates. We've been pretty busy with different life stuff, and these last couple months have freed up our time a bit with what everything has been going on and stuff. So I'd just like to start posting some videos now, some MOCs that we've been working on. And the first one today that we'll be showing you guys and gals is a train station that we've been working on, and it's been roughly about 20 hours. So definitely not the final product. Got a bit of dust on it. These are a lot of the stuff being used as kind of parts that just been laying around since we've been able to go to the Lego store or nothing like that to get any special bricks. But just been trying to use up some of the bricks that we've had in the bins so we could clear those up a bit. But without any further ado, I'll take this backwards and show you guys the train station we have so far. So right here, I'm not sure how many pieces it's been so far, but so far this is pretty much supposed to be a general central station for people to come to. This area, which is pretty kind of farmhousey looking, but that's what I have the quantity of, is red and white there, and along with these type of windows that you kind of get from some of the pirate theme sets. So I was just using those up, but this is supposed to be more of the general area for the regular passengers to station and stuff, and just supposed to be sitting waiting for the times to get their tickets and whatnot. And then on this right side here, which is technically only half a building I chose to go with, because this is going to be more of an industrial side of it for any deliveries or more commercial parts that just come in. And because on this side we have just kind of a cage for what would people be stacking up boxes or deliveries or any trucks that would come in like that. So nothing too fancy with this side. And then we do have, as you can see, the 4 lanes for future, because after this will be connected towards a whole shipping yard layout that will eventually have a bunch of different storage garages and other areas for just more trains to be stored. But this will give the option of having different trains that go in different tracks and loops. And right up in here we have the whole Lego City kind of a little train station layout there with the little sign there. And then up in the top, with one of the recent pick-a-brick wall grabs I was able to do, was get some of these, go in here for you guys, these little kind of like green little pillars there. I'm not sure the name exactly on those or the number, but decided to use those as a little pillar, for the walkway there. And one thing we need to finish is behind the steps there to make it so they don't fall down and they're more stabilized. But just had a nice little bridge going across there so people can walk in the center platform for when trains are in these 2 center tracks there. And then anyone who is walking over on that side as well, that working over in that area. And then one of the more things I'm waiting for a bit to get, but it took a little bit to get the concept right. But some techniques I saw from other YouTubers, I believe one of them got a Bevan's Bricks, that's right, awesome builder. But doing the way for this curve technique for the roof is, if you can already tell, you take your leftover curve track here, and you just take the windows and kind of connect them in a way, and it just forms nicely. And it's pretty sturdy. It was a little tricky because we're still working on how to secure this a little bit better, but it was interesting just trying to take some of these bricks and you kind of connect them at the ends here with all these little bits right there. And man, that is dusty. But the one thing we're just waiting for now is just all the glass to put in there to make it all match. And just kind of went with this gray because it looked nice in between here. And all it was taking some of these little 1x4 with the little pegs here, and you kind of put them out in here, and you can take the 1x2 gray flats there, and just kind of layer them there. And then just to match with the red theme there, just put a little red decoration in the front there with these little white looking kind of fence pieces, but they're just actually 1x2s with these little spikes on them. I can't recall what they would be called, but they were just neat looking. And then since we had plenty left over, what would be in the eventually what you would see with these pillars here have like different lights on them and stuff, or like green or red flashings for when trains are coming or going, and I'm sure some other signs that will go on that. And then over here in the passenger area, which eventually we'll have, so like all modulars, usually you'll have the roofs have the flat gray studs to keep the roof sort of on without having to connect it all the way. And that's what we'd like to do eventually too with this, because it will have full interior into it with all the seating and waiting and stuff like that. But in here you can just kind of tell that it's empty right now, and that's where the service desk for any of the needs or, you know, guides or tickets would go. And then technically there's a upstairs here where you have a waiting area too, and I'm sure eventually we have some more space and time we can put a food court in there. And then the track itself, it was pretty much lots and lots. I'm still trying to find these left over from a long time ago, but just all these little gray and dark gray studs that go in between here and alternating in between the track. And then you just got these the black what are they called, the little black pie pieces there. Oh, cheese wedges, that's right. So if you're wondering what that is, cheese wedge. And then we just have the little black tractor there, and I kind of went with the black because it was more of a nice like metal looking type. The brown, it was kind of didn't look right for what would be in here, so kind of went with the black in here instead. And we'll see how eventually we have put this in a layout, what it looks like to have the black tiles go all the way around instead of doing like a brown, and we'll see. And then the rest of it is just simply using up all these gray tiles here. We had plenty left over, just doing that for the eventual connecting to the different shipping yards for trucks to go through. And then as a bonus on top of this whole train station here, I decided to go with added in a sorry, kind of like an example of like an idea of what the loading and unloading areas would look like. So I kind of took one of the from the old other set here we got, and kind of used it a little bit differently because some of the pieces kind of broke. But like, you know, having this little picker upper here that would, you know, move them back and forth for different cargo, and dump it over here in this little yard and stuff. And then just tried to make some kind of industrial building sponsored by Octane, and just to kind of symbolize that's probably like an oil factory over here, or there's a lot of gas, and I have all these little tubes pumping on through either electricity and other oils like that. And then of course the secret craggle from that set. But this would connect to the back side of the train station here, and this would just be one half of what you would see for the train yard, because the train station totals about 3 base plates wide total, 2 base plates for the center, and then you have a half on either side. And then this would just be another base plate and a half they'd be missing from that side. But not bad. And then this one actually does have, it just doesn't have the gray flat plates to go in between yet. But this one does actually have an interior in there. Just has a few like chairs and other regular maintenance worker kind of break room feel to it. And then the upstairs, this has a blank room right now. And until we get those plates in, it'll probably just stay like that. That way we can lift it up easier when we get that. But the bottom of that does have an interior. Just cannot see it clearly right now, except for those few windows. And then just the train that's on here now, just as example and help to see where we're at to fit it. But I would say so far it's probably been about 20 to 30 hours of worth of work. A lot of it was mostly just trying to figure out how this would piece together, because this was just 4 tracks total together of curved track, and then just how to get the windows in right. And then pretty much from there it's just, you know, a matter of having whatever leftover bricks and just kind of free building in a sense. And so just nothing designed on the computer or nothing, but just digging into the bins there and trying to figure it out. But the things left for this is just doing the windows, some more of the studs way back in there, finishing up and making the roofs look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, and then obviously like putting the insides all interiorized, and then obviously some major dusting going on the top there. That'll be one video in the future of probably a speed build of dusting almost everything that we have here, because there is a lot of sets that need it. But this has been the Lego train update for now, guys. There'll be some more mock videos coming up soon, and I hope you guys enjoy. And if you have any questions about any of the techniques here, feel free to comment. I hope you all have a good night, and this was Brickman.